it was the most incredible experience of my life. I walked in, and I had never met anyone else who uttered before, which sounds odd to say, but I had always had private tutors that came to my house, or I'd gone to a one-on-one intensive summer sessions, or like one-on-one sessions. So even in like the waiting rooms, I had never met any other kids who uttered. And walked in and sat down, and you go around the table and they ask your name and your story, why you are there. And I cried for half an hour. I don't know. It was a long time. I just cried. I cried and I cried and I cried. And we aren't talking about like one tear down my face. I mean, people were handing me Kleenex right and left because I was bawling my brains out. I was beating my hand against the table. I'm so freaking mad. I'm so mad. I can't stand it. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so mad. I went through every emotion in the book, from anger to guilt over being angry because I know that my parents love me and support me to death, and I was so guilty that their love and support was not enough. I went through a jealousy with all of the friends I knew that were, doing these wonderful things, and the anger, jealousy, guilt, resentment, frustration with my sister, who, was out doing these wonderful things. I mean, I went through every emotion in the book, and I came back because it was a bunch of the most magical thing to, in like 1 hour, go from feeling so alone to understanding that there's all these people out there just like me. And it was just so hopeful. And I mean all that support. I mean, when I was there, it was like a spousal thing too, and so people brought their significant others, and my family's great, but this support group thing was not their cup of tea originally. Now they're all into it, but the thought of having someone like come and learn about my speech for me, and it was just, I can't even, I mean, people have asked me this and I can't put it into words what this group from the very start meant to me. It was like support, but I need a stronger word than support, because it was like this extended family, I guess, because there was people who knew and understood me in a way that even my family, only now 3 years into it, is just beginning to understand. Oh, my first conference 3 years ago in Long Beach. I'm in law school because of it. I was not going to go to law school, and because I thought, why am I going to go do something so oral when I have a speech impediment? Because the correlated to that is that people who have a speech impediment are not very good oral communicators. So I thought, if I go to law school having a piece of oral, I am setting myself up for dismal failure again. Round 2. I was like, you know what? No thanks. I've been there once again. I don't want to go back. I was going to become a chef, and I met these fabulous people who were doing things not despite their speech, but because of their speech. And for the first time, I really understood that my speech was not a bad thing. It was like this asset. And I learned that you could be an effective oral communicator, that there is a way to stutter with dignity, which sounds so small, but those 3 words, stuttering with dignity, was huge to me, because I had never thought about it like that before. I saw all of these public speakers who were great public speakers despite their speech and because of their speech. And these conferences have changed my life. I'm in law school and becoming a lobbyist. None of this would have happened without the NSA and that first conference. And it just how can I not come back? Every single thing I do, from my schooling to my job now, to the relationships that I have with my friends, that I'm more of an open, honest, and I'm more of an open, honest person, and this is definitely reflected in my relationships. To my dating life, I try the online dating thing which I would not have done before the NSA, and I'm seeing someone because of it. I mean, so literally everything that I do, everything I do, is because of the NSA. Yeah.
And what would you tell someone affected by stuttering about the NSA?
I would say it's so incredible. I can't even put it into words. I would say it's so incredible. You need to just give it at least one shot. I mean, in fact, I met a person in the elevator coming up here, and she said, "You guys travel a long way for these conferences." And it was like, well, I've got no choice. I mean, I will go where the NSA is. And so I would just say that you just have to give it at least one shot, because the potential joy it can give you is so great. It's just mind-altering that it would behoove you not to just try it out once. I mean, it is one weekend out of your whole life. If there are money considerations, the NSA can help. You can get a roommate here, like the NSA will help you. Why not?
And is there anything else you would like to share about stuttering in the NSA?
I'm just so grateful to this group. I really am. I can't, I'm just so utterly grateful. I feel so, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I feel so blessed that I went online that one day and I Googled stuttering, because I don't know why God was so kind with me that day, because I wasn't going to go online. I wasn't. I was like this close. And suddenly at last minute I said, oh, F it. I'll go online and see what there is. And apparently I did something good in my previous life, because I can't explain this.
Awesome.